Today, we made our way to Hickory, North Carolina to meet with John and Jeffrey from Overlander Project. They've asked us to stop by their shop and talk about our experience with 24 Hours of Uwharrie 2021. For those that don't know, last summer we participated in a 24-hour, non-stop off-road competition, going up against other small teams like us, and large teams backed by some of the biggest names in the industry, names like Warn, Fab Fours, and Barnes 4-Wheel Drive. The competition, organized by Overlander Project, had us canoeing, plotting waypoints, navigating technical off-road trails, shooting, and more. There were field repairs for damaged rigs, and some teams didn't even make it to the finish line. In the end, we walked away with a third place finish and an impressive set of prizes. And you may be asking, who are these guys? Well, John and Jeffrey have been involved in outdoor adventure sports for over 30 years now, participating in everything from safari triathlons, Warn challenges across Africa, King of the Hammers, Peru, Baja, Spartan races, Ironman, and of course, founding Overlander Project. So we're talking about 24 Hours of Uwharrie?
24 Hours of Uwharrie. You guys didn't want to do it at first, huh?
We were a little hesitant.
I was nervous.
Yeah. Well, we didn't know what we were getting into.
Yeah.
I don't know. In my mind, it was like, yeah, we're going to have some things over the course of 24 hours. What I did not expect was 24 hours nonstop.
Because you originally had some other people that were going to be on your team.
Mm-hmm. We were thinking 2 trucks, 4 people.
Were you concerned in advance about any one aspect, like the weapons portion, the canoeing, or the off-roading or navigating? Was there any one thing that...
I don't know. When it said winch required, there was a moment of, why?
Right.
You know, how far are we going to go? The rest of the events I was super excited about. I think the most enticing concept was 24 hours. It's like, how hard are we going to have to go for that long? That was a little bit like, I don't know.
The winch requirement that you said that kind of
It made me
spooked
nervous.
you a little bit. What immediately came to mind?
Well, because we don't make it a habit. Like, everyone has a winch, right? We have them just in case. No one goes into it with, oh, we're definitely using the winch today. That's what wigged me out. I thought, what are you gonna put us into that we're gonna have to winch out of? That's scary, you know.
And I'll tell you what came to my mind immediately. We've been to Uwharrie plenty of times. There's like one trail. Where do you winch at Uwharrie?
Right, Daniel.
I was like, Daniel? Are we going up Daniel in my Tacoma? And then we pulled up to the parking lot. And what's the first thing I see? But
Oh, the sloth.
the sloth, right? Like we pull in the
Dang,
parking
we might
lot,
get our lead.
and my eyes are like immediately, oh, the Fab Four sloth that has like 1 million views on YouTube. I'm familiar.
Well, the other component from Overlander Project side is safety. So a winch adds a huge, which is what you just referenced.
Right.
You use your winch for recovery and safety when you're out there by yourself.
Take care of yourself.
Exactly. So it's huge for us trying to run an event like this to make sure everybody's safe, which is why we had to come back every 3 hours. We want to put eyes on.
That was one thing I had no knowledge about going into it. Was like, what is this going to look like? We showed up, and every 3 hours, you guys gave us a list
The challenges,
of challenges, but it was just GPS coordinates.
Yeah, we had no idea where that was taking us.
But each coordinate had a task that you had.
Right,
Yes.
right. And we would go online and we would perform the task like on our Instagram. And the task, it had an action, usually some hashtags.
And the hashtags is how we recorded and scored each team.
We put so many tasks in there that you couldn't possibly complete them all in the given 3 hour allotment. That's part of the strategy of the game. There's a mental component to it, giving you those waypoints. We can't possibly go to Charlotte and the zoo and get back here in that amount of time. So which ones are we going to do? Which ones can we accomplish? You know, that's part of the game theory of 24 Hours of Uwharrie and this year Windrock is to make you think and work together as a team.
But every tactic wasn't necessarily, one wasn't better than the other. Because I think about, who was it that won first place? Was it the Warren team?
It was Brad Goodfellow, with Warren.
Because they were wide
time,
open. Like, there were times that, like, there was a few waypoints that were at the top of Daniel. Those Warren dudes were just bombing up and down frontside Daniel.
Like it was easy.
All day.
Yeah.
So,
The other thing that we've learned in past events is to read the directions. So if you notice on several of those directions, it didn't actually require that your vehicle be in that shot. So there's a component to get your butt out and run.
Yeah, read.
But I mean, there's always multiple strategies to those things. And we love the game theory of watching, you know, we did that in our past races where we would complete something faster than the people that created the game thought you could, and then they would learn, they're working the system. And it's entertaining to us to watch that take place. So there's three components to 24 hours. There's a weapons portion, a canoeing portion, and then the navigation of the truck skills. On the shooting portion, I mean, Daisy, you came in.
So the guys at the range were actually super surprised. They all got a kick out of it. I was the first person in the event that hit all 5 targets. And that was cool because I was also the only female competitor. So I got bragging rights for a while. I didn't let that go for a while. However, shotguns, I never shot shotguns. I mean, I was a teen and I shot like once and I hated it. And so when we got to the range and they're telling us what we had to go through, and then it went to that part and I was like, I don't want to. But the guys, and I bragged about the guys that you guys had at the range for a while after time. They were really, really good. They were very smart. They made me feel very comfortable. They had a lot of information. There was a lot of precautions that were taken, so it was really good. It worked really well. I didn't feel out of place or at risk at any point.
And you did extremely well in the overall game. I think you came in second.
Yeah.
For all the shooting. So that was an impressive test.
You guys were a little bit leery, apprehensive when the game started, maybe unsure, nervousness or whatever. And then your spirits were down and then they turned.
well,
When did they start turning for you?
I'll tell you when it wasn't. It was when we flipped our stupid canoe over.
In the first 15
In the first 10 minutes of the day, we flipped our canoe over. It wasn't even, I wouldn't even call that a pond.
It's a silk pond.
No, that's a mud hole. We canoed across a mud hole and rolled over into it.
He's bitter.
And I was
he was
wearing
in his underwear.
I was wearing blue jeans.
The video almost went viral.
Yeah.
You did most of the race in your boxers.
Yeah.
very first,
because
all the way
we
to
got
the
back to the
first
truck
floor.
and I'm like, we're in a time crunch.
I don't have time for this.
I'm not sitting in my cloth seat Tacoma in mud-covered blue jeans.
Yeah.
So
97.
I'm like, you know what?
Free advice for those participating in future years: bring a change of clothes.
Maybe 2.
You know what I thought? You know what? Like, I've done worse things in the Marine Corps. So I took my jeans off and threw them in the bed of the truck
There we go.
for the rest of the day until it was like sundown. I think I was in my boxers.
So we were definitely intimidated to do this, but now having done it, there's no reason to be intimidated. Is it challenging? Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna make you do things you've probably never done before, but it's cool because you don't have to complete every single thing to win. You just have to choose the method that makes the most sense. So no one's forcing you out of your comfort zone if you don't want to. There's things that literally anyone could come to this event and participate in it, because you guys keep it where it's not. I don't need to have 40s and a big, super overhauled rig to make this happen.
Right.
I can do this, and normal guy, I put in a little work in my rig, and I just enjoy it. Like, I loved the option and the tactics that came with it.
And that's the spirit of the event from our side, is to have it where basically anybody can do it that's competitive and want to learn, because we've had a lot of feedback where people that completed the race just learn new skill sets and how to navigate different ways to do different components of it. So it's we got a lot of great feedback, but we've also heard from people this year that are super timid to do the event. They're just,
Just not sure.
Sounds like, too much off-road. I'm not that great. My vehicle's whatever. So we just wanted to include the portion of, where you could opt in to do the things you want.
Right.
Well, then you also got like your mental capacity just deteriorates, right? Like, like there was at one point she had to bring me up because
once he gets tired,
you're manually
I'm
entering
goofy.
these waypoints. I put like a 4 when it was a 6 or something, and then we're like at some stupid field in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like,
I'm tired.
We've done that
this
in our races.
is not it. Like it says a bridge, and this is a cornfield.
We were
Right.
also like,
We've done
And
that
somehow we're not in our same truck. We're in our truck.
We're in somebody else's truck in a cornfield, 0 points. So we're doing it this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sit in the back seat.
I'm going to top our
And
score
shoot
last year
video.
so that not only will I do well in this competition, but then I'm going to beat him as well. So,
So what's the insider tips? What can we look forward to this year?
I think just, practice together as a team, like loading and unloading your canoe and understand and, figure out where you're going to put things inside your vehicle. The quick stuff that you need, your recovery shackles, your gloves, you want to keep all that stuff handy. Just think about 24 hours and what you're going to need the most and know where those items are.
The other thing that we focused on is giving certain people on the team specific tasks.
so if you had to summarize exactly what 24 hours of Uwharrie is, what do you got?
It's a endurance race that uses canoes, vehicles, and weapons, and people to complete those tasks. And it's broken up into 3-hour sections, and it's a lot of fun.
And what do I need? What is the specific criteria in order for me to come participate at 24 hours of Uwharrie this year?
You sign up at overlanderproject.com. We have 24 hours of Uwharrie in May 14 and 15, and then 24 hours of Windrock over Labor Day. So that's in the middle of ATR. You really just need the knowledge of, basic shooting techniques. We provide all the weapons so that they're consistent between each team.
And all the ammo.
Minimum vehicle-wise.
You just need 4-wheel drive. And all that stuff's listed at overlanderproject.com. You click on it and see the details. You gotta have a 4-wheel drive vehicle. You gotta have a winch. You gotta have all the normal recovery gear. Helmets are required. We suggest axle off-road. You gotta have a canoe, not a hybrid kayak, not a 2-person kayak, an actual canoe. And that's gotta be on your vehicle at all times. And then know your way around with GPS.
And I would spend a little bit of time on the physical component of it. Take your front tire off and carry it around. If something just completely wears you out mentally and physically, it's gonna hurt the rest of your 3-hour period and possibly the rest of your game.
Yeah, roll the duct tape close by, pack zip ties.
Everybody needs kind of
Yeah. Right. Well, heck yeah, we appreciate you guys coming in.
Yeah.
Appreciate the interview.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all in May.
It's 24 hours of Uwharrie. Come get some.